global environmental crisis, emphasizing its complexity, which encompasses climate change, biodiversity loss, and food security challenges. It highlights the severe impacts of climate change on economies and social structures, particularly in vulnerable regions, and underscores the need for immediate action. Approach involving both government policies and individual practices that promote sustainability, stressing the importance of reducing consumption and adopting environmentally friendly habits. Additionally, it frames the necessity for these practices as a response to market failures, where individual incentives often misalign with global environmental needs. Collaborative efforts among nations and individuals are advocated to effectively tackle these challenges, including the promotion of renewable energy and responsible resource stewardship. The world today faces critical environmental problems that significantly impact ecosystems, economies, and human health. Key issues include climate change, which leads to extreme weather conditions, and deforestation, resulting in biodiversity loss. Pollution affects various parts of the planet, while additional challenges such as plastic waste, ocean acidification, and soil degradation exacerbate these threats, jeopardizing marine life, food security, and overall health. Addressing these interconnected issues demands urgent, coordinated efforts from governments, businesses, and individuals to protect vulnerable populations and preserve the planet's delicate ecosystems. Global warming from fossil fuels. Fossil fuel consumption leads to increased greenhouse gas emissions, driving global warming. Impact. Climate-related issues are exacerbated by rising carbon dioxide levels, necessitating urgent action to reduce emissions. Poor governance. Ineffective governance in environmental policy leads to inadequate measures against climate change. Impact. Policymakers often fail to enact stringent regulations to mitigate emissions, impacting global climate efforts. Food waste. Food waste refers to the discarding of food that is fit for consumption. Impact. Approximately 1.3 billion tons of food are wasted annually, contributing to environmental issues like greenhouse gas emission. Biodiversity loss. Definition. Biodiversity loss encompasses the decline in the variety of life on Earth. Impact. Species extinction rates are accelerating, threatening ecosystems and the services they provide to humanity. Plastic pollution. Plastic pollution involves the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment. Impact. In 2015, 419 million tons of plastic were produced, with significant repercussions for ecosystems and human health due to microplastics. Air pollution. Air pollution consists of harmful substances in the atmosphere that adversely affect health and the environment. Impact. It is a major health risk, causing millions of premature deaths annually. Industrial emissions and vehicle exhaust are significant sources of pollutants. Melting ice caps and rising sea levels. Climate change leads to the melting of polar ice caps, raising sea level. Impact. This threatens coastal communities and ecosystems, with projections indicating significant impacts in the near future. Overfishing. Overfishing occurs when fish populations are depleted faster than they can reproduce. Impact. Approximately 12% of the global population relies on fish for sustenance, and overfishing leads to declining fish stocks, ecological imbalance, and economic issues for dependent communities. Cobalt mining. Cobalt mining has emerged as a significant environmental concern due to its role in the production of batteries and electric vehicles. Challenges. Mining operations are often linked to environmental degradation, including pollution of land, air, and water supplies. Impact on communities. Local communities, particularly in regions like the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, face issues related to labor exploitation and hazardous working conditions. Artisanal mining practices can result in serious health and safety risks for workers. Soil degradation. Soil degradation is the decline in soil quality and its ability to sequester carbon from the atmosphere. Impact. Plants rely on soil to absorb CON, but only 3%. 6% of soil organic carbon, SOCI, remains due to degradation. This affects 40% of the Earth's soil. Contributors. Alterations in soil structure and composition, often from human activities like mining.
Addressing environmental problems. There is no single or simple answer to addressing today's environmental problems. However, some general principles and actions can help in moving toward a more sustainable and resilient future. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Minimizing waste is a very effective way of helping the environment. This can be done through choosing reusable items, avoiding unnecessary packaging, composting organic waste, and recycling. Support renewable energy. Minimizing the use of fossil fuels is important to reduce greenhouse gases. This can be achieved by using renewable sources such as solar, wind, hydro, geothermal, and biomass. Protect nature and biodiversity. Conserve and restore ecosystems by limiting deforestation, overfishing, overgrazing, and mining. Support protected areas, reforestation, restoration, and wildlife corridors. Global policies protecting and preserving our Mother Earth. Global policies are crucial to address environmental issues and promote coordinated efforts worldwide. CITES regulates the international trade of endangered species to prevent overexploitation and ensure survival. Montreal Protocol protects the ozone layer by phasing out harmful substances like CFCs and halons. One of the most successful environmental policies. UNFCCC promotes international collaboration on climate issues and serves as the foundation for agreements like Kyoto Protocol and Paris Agreement. CBD, dedicated to preserving biodiversity, ensuring sustainable use of resources, and fair sharing of benefits from genetic resources. Kyoto Protocol set legally binding emission reduction targets for developed countries, introducing mechanisms like emissions trading and clean development projects. Paris Agreement focuses on limiting global warming to below 2 degrees Celsius, ideally 1.5 degrees Celsius. Countries set their own nationally determined contributions. Sustainable Development Goals consist of 17 goals and 169 targets. Goal 13 emphasizes urgent climate action and reducing greenhouse gases.